Welcome students. In this video we are going to see the very important property of the material, that is the hardness. So students, what is mean by hardness? So it is nothing but the resistance. It is resistance offered by material, offered by the material for scratch or for penetration, or resistance for indentation. So this is actually the hardness. So it is resistance offered by the material for the indentation, for the penetration, or for the scratch is known as the hardness of the material. Dear students, this hardness, please remember, this hardness is the surface property of the material. Hardness is what? The surface property, or it is a surface phenomenon, isn't it? Because here the surface atoms are participating in this mechanism. The surface atoms are participating in this mechanism or phenomenon. If you compare this hardness with the strength, so what is meant by strength? We know very well. Strength is what? This is the internal resistance offered by the material to the deformation. So it is resistance offered by material for the deformation. If you talk about the strength, so dear student, the strength is what? It is a volumetric phenomena. It is volumetric phenomena. So here the complete volume of the material or atoms, complete volume of atoms is participating in this phenomena. Participating in this phenomena. So this is the strength, please remember. And hardness is what? It is the surface phenomena. Only the atoms which are present on the surface are participating in this mechanism or phenomena. Now how to get this hardness? Hardness is equal to what? This load per unit indentation area. Please remember how to get the hardness, that is load applied divided by the area of indentation. Suppose we are applied the load with this, say, spherical ball, and we are getting here this much indentation on this workpiece. So this area is our what? Indentation area, and this is the load applied by the ball, or it may be the pyramid, isn't it? So it is, hardness is what? P by AI. And what is the unit of hardness? See, it is Newton per mm square or Newton per millimeter square, isn't it? So same unit as that of the stress, that is our hardness. So dear students, so very popular hardness testing methods we are having, like Brinell hardness number is there, then Vickers hardness number is there, then we are Rockwell hardness number is there. Okay, so these are actually various methods for determining or measuring the hardness of the material. We are also having the Shore test, we are also having the Knoop test, we are having the Barkol test, then we are having the durometer, we are having the micro hardness measuring, that is Knoop test. So various micro hardness measuring tests are there, but out of that, the very important for the steels, for the aluminum brasses, which are the important processes or methods that we are using for the hardness, just we will see it. So dear students, let us have the first method, that is Brinell hardness. And hardness, it is indicated by the number, so it is known as the Brinell hardness number. BHN. So in Brinell hardness number there is a ball which is going to penetrate onto this work surface, isn't it? Say this is the diameter of indentation, small d. This is the center. So from, say this is O, this is what, d by 2, and this is also d by 2, and say this is the x. Okay, so here what is the depth of indentation you can get here? See, this small h is the depth of indentation, isn't it? And diameter is what? Small d, that is diameter of indentation. So dear students, here what is the value of h? How to calculate this h? Depth of indentation कैसे निकाल सकते हैं हम? This d by 2 minus this x. So d by 2 minus this x, we can get the value for h, isn't it? Now in triangle, say this is OBC. In triangle OBC, what we can have here? This hypotenuse d by 2 whole square is equal to this small d by 2 whole square plus this what? That is d by 2 minus h, that is nothing but this. I am already written this value is x square, isn't it? So what is x square? So it is equal to d by 2 whole square minus small d by 2 whole square. So it is d square minus small d square divided by 4. This is the x square, or x is equal to root of this d square minus small d square divided by 2. So I got here this value of x from O to B is nothing but the x, isn't it? And now I can get this h value as d by 2, put this value of x here, minus this root of d square minus capital D square divided by 2. If I take the half common, that is d into capital D minus root of capital D square minus small d square, this is the h. And the students, we are interested in the indentation area AI, isn't it? So AI is my indentation area, which is nothing but what? This area. जितना बॉल अंदर पेनिट्रेट हुआ है मटेरियल सरफेस के अंदर, राइट? सो दैट ए इंडेंटेशन इज इक्वल टू नथिंग बट द सेगमेंट ऑफ सर्कल, इजंट इट? सो सेगमेंट कौन सी? ये वाली सेगमेंट. तो हाउ टू कैलकुलेट द एरिया फॉर दिस सेगमेंट? सो इट इज नथिंग बट पाई into d into h. This pi d into h, this is the area of segment. It is nothing but the indentation area. So I can write here AI is equal to this pi into capital D into h is how much? Half into bracket d minus root of capital D square minus small d square. So once I get the area of indentation, so it is very simple to calculate the Brinell hardness number BHN, which is equal to applied load divided by indentation area. So this is equal to P divided by this pi d by 2 to bracket d square minus root of capital D square minus small d square. So if I simplify, so BHN Brinell hardness number is equal to 2 times applied load divided by the pi d into bracket d square minus root of capital D square minus small d square. Of course unit will be Pascal or megapascal. So this is the formula for Brinell hardness number, isn't it? So see it. Now the second method or second number we are going to see is the Vickers hardness number. So in Vickers test we are having the square based pyramid, that is our indenter. Okay, so it will look like this. So please see, this is the diagonal D, this side of the square side X. Okay, I am joining all this. Okay, and I will show you the tip of pyramid. So this is the included angle alpha, this is the slant height S, so this will be alpha by 2, isn't it? See, this is the square base pyramid. So there are 4 triangles like this. Okay, that is base X and slant height S. So see, this is X and this diagonal is D. Okay, if this is the diagonal D, this is, this is X, this is X, then if I want to know this value, so what is this value? We can write x square plus x square is equal to D square. So 2x square is equal to what? D square. So x will be what? D square by 2. So x is equal to D by root 2, and what is this distance is half of this x, isn't it? So x by 2 will be D by 2 root 2. So this distance will be D by 2 root 2, and this angle is 90 degree. We can have this angle like this. This is a slant height S, this is D by 2 root 2, and this is alpha by 2, isn't it? And this is a 90 degree actually. Now see, again here same, if you want to find out the hardness, so hardness VHN, the weaker hardness number is again applied load divided by indentation area, isn't it? And indentation area, definitely there are how many triangle like this? There are 4 triangles, isn't it? 4 triangles. So let us find out this area of one triangle, that is, here we are getting at half into this x into this slant height S. Now we get the value of x here. What is x? X is equal to D by root 2. Please remember this, x is equal to D by root 2. And for the value of S, what we can have? See, from this triangle, sine of lambda by 2 is equal to D by 2 root 2 divided by S, isn't it? So this is slant height. So slant height S is equal to this D divided by 2 root 2 into sine of alpha by 2, isn't it? And if I put here the value of this S and X, I will get the area for one triangle. So if I have the area of one triangle is equal to half into X is how much? X is D upon root 2 into what is S? S is D upon 2 root 2 sine of alpha by 2. And please remember, the included angle we have chosen here, the alpha value is equal to 136 degree. Please remember. Okay, so alpha by 2 will be how much? It will be 68 degree, I hope, isn't it? 68 degree. So it is how much? It is D square divided by, it is 8 sine 68. So this is your indentation area. So this is area of one triangle, and indentation area is what? 4 times the area of one triangle, isn't it? So 4 times this area of one triangle, D square divided by 8 sine 68. So you get here this AI. So if we want to find out the Vickers hardness number, so how it will get? So this VHN, so how it is? P divided by area, how much? That is D square divided by 2 sine 68. So let us simplify this. So this is 2 sine 68 into P divided by this D square. So you can get here 2 sine 68 as 1.854. 1.854 times P divided by D square. This is the Vickers hardness number. Okay, of course the unit will be Newton per meter square or Newton per millimeter square. So dear students, just try to remember this one formula for the Vickers hardness number. Okay, if this is not remember, then also it's no any big issue, but just remember how to get this value for Vickers hardness number is equal to 1.854 into this applied load divided by D square. See, this D actually you can get like this diameter or this diagonal, this is D1 plus this diagonal, that is D2. If you are having the two diagonals given like this, major and minor, this is D1 plus D2 by 2, you can take it as this D average. Okay, no any issues. So we will take one example on this. Dear students, let us have this example on this Vickers hardness. A material is tested under a Vickers hardness test method by applying the load of 500 grams, and after testing the specimen, it is examined in microscope and indentation diagram measured this 80 micron and 85 micron like this. Okay, so this is 80 micron and this is 85 micron, the hardness of the material in megapascal. So see here, the load P is given in grams, that is 500 grams, isn't it? That is 0.5 kilograms into 9.81, it will be in newtons, isn't it? And indentation area, you have to take the diameter as D average, as we know, that is D1 plus D2 divided by 2. That is how much? 80 plus 85 divided by 2, it is equal to 165 divided by 2, it is 82.5 micron, isn't it? And what is the VHN? Vickers hardness number is equal to 1.854 times P divided by this D average whole square. So 1.854 into, what is this load? 0.5 into 9.81 divided by this 82.5 into 10 to the power minus 3 mm square, isn't it? So how much it is? We will calculate it. 1.854 into 0.5 into 9.81 divided by 82.5. So it is coming as 1336.1. 1336.1. It is in Newton per mm square. So it is 1336.1 megapascal. So you are getting the answer in megapascal. How much? 1336.1 megapascal. So in this way we can able to calculate the VHN, Vickers hardness number. So dear students, after seeing this BHN, VHN, there is also the Rockwell hardness test, where and the number we can get it as Rockwell hardness number RC. On A scale, B scale, Rockwell hardness R, on A scale, B scale, or on C scale, like that. So see here, In this Brinell hardness and the Vickers hardness testing, we are interested in the area of indentation for the applied load. But here, dear students, in this Rockwell hardness testing, all the procedure is same as that of the Brinell hardness testing and the Vickers hardness testing. The thing here is that this hardness, this HR hardness on suppose Rockwell C scale I am writing, is inversely proportional to the depth of penetration. Please remember, the depth of penetration. Suppose we are having this indenter, we are applying the load. So here, how much depth of penetration we are getting here? This depth of penetration, say H. This Rockwell hardness is inversely proportional to the depth of penetration H. So that is the only difference in the Brinell Vickers. These are same, but in the Rockwell hardness test. Compare with these Brinell and Vickers. So next hardness we are having, and please remember that this scales RA, RB and RC, generally A scale is basically used for the non-heat treated materials, soft materials, whereas scale B and C we are using for the heat treated or hard materials on Rockwell. Next is the next method we are having, that is the Mohs test or Mohs hardness. So this is primarily the qualitative hardness value. Okay, it is generally used for the brittle materials. So simply scratching the material with the standard materials like some standard minerals, where the mineral can produce the scratch on the test specimen, this hardness value is nearly same as that of the hardness of that mineral. So here the minerals are in the numbers. We are having talc, then we are having gypsum, we are having third calcite, fourth is fluorite, fifth is apatite, sixth is orthoclase, seventh is quartz, eighth is topaz, ninth is corundum, and 10th, that is hardest mineral we are having as a diamond. So here we take the material and we are starting with the first number. So we are making the scratch on it, we are trying to have the scratch on that material. Suppose if I am having this material and I take the talc as a mineral material, and if I will scratch with this talc material, if the scratch is produced, then find it is having this hardness number as that of the talc. Suppose I am having the material, so I am reaching up to this 7th material mineral, that is a quartz. It is not getting scratched by this quartz, but it is get scratched by the 8th material, that is a topaz. So the hardness of that particular material is from or in the range or in between the hardness of the quartz and hardness of the topaz. So in between values, so the material, mineral material, scratching that material and just previous material that couldn't able to scratch that material, the hardness value is ranging between these two material hardness or mineral hardness. So this is the Mohs test. Then we are having, we are having Shore test. So Shore test is basically used for the hardness measurement for the thermoplastics or the soft polymers. The soft polymers, if we take the example is the PVC. Then we are having the sure, after then we are having Barcol test. It is used for thermosetting plastic. Thermosetting plastics, or which are the hard polymers. Which are the hard polymers. If we take the example is bakelite. Bakelite, isn't it? Like that again, if I am having the Noob test. Noob test is basically used to measure very small indentation we are getting. So it is actually used for the micro hardness measurement. Micro hardness measurement. So dear students, so these are the various testing methods for the hardness, isn't it? We have seen Brinell hardness, we have seen the Vickers hardness, we have seen the Rockwell hardness, then Mohs test, then Shore test, Barcol test, and the Noob test, isn't it? Thank you.